Greetings, Rattler Nation, and welcome to the very first episode of Venom Affairs. I'm your host, Brianna Jones-Gill.
I'm your host, Camden Fears.
And I'm your host, Haji B.
We have much to discuss today, so grab a seat, a snack, and open up your Fizz app.
Oh, they were going to do that anyway.
Over the past couple weeks, the hills have been buzzing. Election season has made being at FAMU more entertaining than at one time the girls stood in front of the Rattler Snake.
Ever since 26 stepped on the yard, it's always been something going on. From the eternal flame going out in the fall to all those students who had to start the spring without any classes.
Now, not too much, Haji. The only thing 2026 has brought is your next student body vice president.
I mean, he is right. Lundy and Jeffrey have defied all odds, beat out the Beehive, all while planning to give us the best homecoming we've ever seen. And let us not forget Devin Nobels. He went into the runoff and ultimately took home the gold. Our very own Camden Fears actually got a chance to catch up with Mr.Famu after all was said and done. Let's take a look.
Greetings, I'm Devin Nobels. I'm a third-year computer engineering scholar from Mobile, Alabama.
Just to kind of stay on the upbringing track just a little bit, is there any like values that you want to take like from you being raised and like implemented during your term at Mr.Famu?
I'll definitely, I mean, it's kind of like, that's a good question actually. My favorite thing, like the biggest thing about me is you protect your family, you feel me? And that's kind of something that's in our black community as in general, you know, that's, you know, Afrocentric ideologies. But like, to a degree, we don't necessarily do that as much. We don't just protect, but also like elevate, you feel me? My grandmother has a picture in her house. It's titled "He Ain't Heavy," by, I always forget that brother's name. But it's a picture of a brother reaching over a wall, pulling up an arm of another brother that's, you know, trying to get up. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's basically saying like, you up here, bro. You gotta turn back around. It's your obligation, your duty. Turn back around and bring your brother up. You know what I'm saying? So not just, you know, protecting us from evil from outside, but also propping us up. So I think that's something we do to a degree, but I feel like we need to be more intentional about that. Be more just like in almost everything we do, like we make sure our people good. So
was it like always a dream for you to be Mr.Famu, like since freshman year, or is it something that like just came about recently?
Honestly, no. Not since freshman year. I just say like after the Delta pageant, I did a Delta pageant last year, and then I like being close to Armani and like kind of like when he was campaigning.
You was Mr. 1913.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When he was campaigning, I ain't really like understand like all the ins and outs of FAMU because I came in during COVID, and so like my first year was, you know, you wake up, roll over, tie the computer, and roll back over. And so like last year was my first year, so I got inducted into PBM. I started learning more about like how FAMU, you know, operates. And then like November, December, that time, I was like, okay, what's campaign season? I was like, okay, like I want to be class president, you know. For campus activities boards, I was asking around like, well, what does that person do? And I was like, okay, like I can throw events and whatnot, so that's fine. I did that, ran that campaign. But then like Armani, he's my big in PBM, and so yeah, and so like he kind of inspired me. Like he was telling me like why he wanted to run and such like that. Like he told me how when he was in Jacksonville, you know, they all recruit heavy from Jacks. You know, now you say do ball out here, you can do ball out the window. But he said how the Mr.Famu at the time came and, you know, he met him and how Mr.Famu inspired him to come to film and like also like to do as much as he's done and then be Mr.Famu. That like I was like, okay, like Mr.Famu, like what is this? You know, got into it, like really think about what is the world court, and then like kind of as it going on, like when I did the Delta pageant, around that time, like after that, I kind of realized like what it is, you feel me? Because like election time, I still didn't really know what the biz is, you feel me? But then I see, oh, this dude Caleb is. I used to always see Caleb in the cab and never knew like this dude. I see every time I see him, he dressed up, he got clean cut, he, look good. And just, I don't know, realizing about all this and all that. And then over the summer, like looking at how the world could, potentially moves, like just kind of seeing from everybody else, like what is that like, and what your role is, what your job is, you know what I'm saying? That was like, okay, that's something cool. And then as a presidential ambassador, our job is to also recruit students as well. And so being on those trips and everything, and seeing like the work or how they operate. Like as a PA, we're not only talking to the kids as well, but I have to go find kids. Hey, what's your name? Come found, or go to college, whatever. It's kids surrounding Armani, Aaliyah, Yuquan, Christine, and then everybody in the world court is kids surrounding them. And so what inspired me was to be able to want to run on the court is like to be able to expand my hand, be able to impact my students, you know what I'm saying? Impact more of my community here at Venom, and then those prospective students in high school. Burnout, that's one thing I was struggling with last semester. Making sure that I make enough time for myself within my duties that I will be carrying on, the duties that I have right now, even as president PPM and all the various other things that I probably should have joined up and did. So yeah, basically making time for my academics and myself.
I wanted to touch on one of your points. And it says collaborate with on-campus and local organizations to continue the legacy of love and charity through good works and community outreach initiatives. I just want to know, like, did you already have something in the works, like behind the scenes, already going into next year?
Kind of, yes. So, but everything that I've been kind of like wanted to do is like, with or without Mr.Famu was gonna be done anyway. You know what I'm saying? So like the Noble Hand, it's like the full platform for it. Basically, like it sounds like continue our community service. Like one of the things I'm doing right now is creating, kind of morphing a tutoring program with Bond Elementary. Just basically students are going here are able to apply to be volunteers and are able to be student assistants at Bond Elementary. Like really right now.
Yeah, I actually just saw it for the first time like this week.
Yeah, right there. Also with the Boys and Girls Club that I was doing with PPM, I'll be able to do bigger. So basically, with PPM, we was going every Tuesdays and Thursdays, and going and talking to the kids. They have a program called Passport to Manhood, and so you just basically teaching the young kids about the things that you should know or do as far as becoming a man, the mindset, physical capabilities and things like that. So that's what we're doing like every Tuesdays and Thursdays, but like. It's not as consistent, it's not as, Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's 2 days out of a 7-day week, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like impacting you need to bring consistency, you feel me? And I can't go every Tuesday or Thursday, neither can my brothers. So, Mr.Famu and Famu Active Volunteer Efforts is also kind of like my hand is in there too. I'm the executive chairman for that. So, basically being able to provide those hands, those people that love, you feel me, helping the community every day, consistently. That's what I'm trying to do right now.
Is there anything from Armani that you want to take and implement into your term?
It's a few things. Like I said, like Armani is kind of like, honestly, if I'm being honest, like somebody I kind of look up to, being in PPM and like kind of just following his footsteps from PPM to all the way to Royal Court. It's like like being able to talk to people, you feel me? Like one thing that Armani was kind of getting frustrated about was, even though he was elected all the way in February or whatever, people was in April, Mr.Famu. It's like, oh yeah, it's congratulating, but it's like one thing he didn't want to do was let his personality become his position, or his position become his personality, and he wanted to make sure everybody knew, like, I serve as Mr.Famu, but I'm not Mr.Famu, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And keeping that, I'm Armani Jones, I'm Devin Nobels, you know what I'm saying? I'm still a person, we all bleed, cry, laugh the same way, and making sure like we still on that same level playing field. Like, I don't want to be boosted up as if I'm God or, an idol or whatnot. So like, understand that I'm human too. and I will make mistakes. I do good works, I make mistakes. I do the same thing everybody else does. So I don't want my position to become my personality. People are gonna have a perception of you regardless. I can just, I continue doing, you know, what I feel like is right, what I feel like is, you know, helpful to others, to make sure I'm not harming others, you know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, you know, the pressure's applied, but like, you know, downs are cold. And I tend to, you know, side with the downs every so often, well, generally. So, I mean, the eyes are on me, they've been on me, and
Ain't nothing you can't handle.
I can't handle it.
For sure.
Very well said, Mr. Nobles, and good luck to you on your royal journey.
Before we bid the spring election season goodbye, let us take a time to note just how hard these candidates' campaign teams rode for them.
Some call it campaigning, and others, well, let's just say they're glad election season is over.
Yo, it's no way, bro. Off my phone. Yo. Housing. Oh, it's no way, bro.
Greetings and humble salutations. My name is Javelle Stevens, a third-year broadcast
Bro,
journalist.
it's no way, bro. Oh my god. Bro.
Hey, oh, you looking for a book? Well, you should be looking for your next candidate and vote. Okay, yeah, I know you should vote. You know you want to vote.
Election season is tired.
I was so ready for it.
Hey guys, we're here with the campaign team. Did you guys vote?
Nah.
You didn't what?
You
didn't vote?
What are you talking about?
Do you not understand how important voting is? The $10 that instead of your tuition dollars are taken out of your tuition to pay for voting to pay for different activities.
I actually do have to go to class. Thank you. This was really nice. You have a blessing. I don't want another wristband, bro. I can't do it. Shit, yeah.
Excuse me.
Yo, what's good with you?
I was just wondering if you guys had voted yet. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Shit hurt. I've been looking at the industry report. Yo, what the? Yo, what's good with them, fam? Get out. Yo, what's good with them? Are they crazy? Yo, what's wrong with these people, bro? People crazy, bro.
And that'll do it. That's all the time we have for this episode of Venom Affairs.
Thank you all so much for sticking it through to the end.
We have so much more planned for you guys throughout the semester.
And remember, although this episode brought to you your election recap, next week's episodes and the episodes to come will bring to you more insight on what's going on behind the scenes of SGA, Royal Court, and other Rattler news. In the meantime, stay curious and venomous.